So first make sure to download and install Blender on your PC. Let's head over to sketchfab.com and download a free 3D model. I'm going to download this cool car model. Of course, credit goes to the owner. Just click on download 3D model, and if it's your first time, you will need to create an account. As you can see, the model is available in FBX and other file formats. I will choose FBX for now. Next, extract or copy the files into a new folder and open Blender and import the model. Here first we need to adjust the placement of the model in the top view. Just try to place it in the center and then go to the left view and make sure it's placed perfectly on this line. Now let's export this model. Go to File, Export, and click on GLTF. Make sure you selected GLTF separate textures from here. Let's give it a name and export. Now let's export the placeholder model. Placeholder is a low poly model used in Revit projects. Enscape has this option to link low poly models to your Revit projects, so it won't slow down your Revit workflow. If you load this car model directly into your Revit project, you will only see a box. If you want to see a more detailed car model in your Revit projects, we need to link a low poly model. So if I turn on viewport shading, we can see that there are thousands of polygons, which will slow down our Revit project. To reduce these polygons, we can start by removing unnecessary objects that we don't want to see in Revit. Then look for similar objects that have the same amount of polygons, such as tires here. First I will select one tire, then select the other three and press Ctrl+J to join them. Next, go to modifiers and search for decimate and reduce the values here to reduce the polygons. Keep reducing them until you see a change in shape. Now let's hide the tires by pressing the H key. If you notice that the car model has the same poly count, so I will join them all as well. Let's select an object and then select the other objects and press Ctrl+J to join them. Now let's apply the decimate modifier. I'm going to press Alt+H to unhide the tires and export the model in the same file format as we used for the main 3D model, GLTF. Before exporting a low poly model, expand data and then mesh. Make sure to check the apply modifiers box since we have applied the decimate modifier. Remember not to use spaces in the name to avoid errors when loading it into the Enscape asset editor. Now before creating custom assets, we need to create two new folders. One should be named Enscape Custom Assets to store your custom assets, and the other should be named Enscape Assets Projects to store your asset project files. Now let's go back to Revit, open the asset library and go to custom assets. As you can see, we have these custom assets that I created earlier. They aren't arranged properly, but anyway, when you first open up the custom assets, it will ask you to set the folders. I've already added the folders, but I will show you how to do it again. Let's click this button and then click on configure. As you can see, we need to select the asset projects folder. So I will click this link and select the asset projects folder that we just created. Click next. This time we will select the custom assets folder. Click save and close. Currently this folder is empty because we haven't created any custom assets yet. To create a new asset, click this plus icon, then import geometry and load the car model that we just exported from Blender. There you have it. You can use WASD to move around the same way we do in the Enscape window. Sometimes when you load a 3D model, it might be huge in size. So you need to make sure that the model is in the correct scale by looking at these values. As you can see, the length or the Z values here are 3.8 meters, which seems to be a standard size for a small car, meaning this model is according to the scale. If you see the values here don't seem to match the standard sizes, you should adjust them accordingly. Sometimes you might lose sight of your model while working in the asset editor. To zoom in on your models, simply press 5 on your number pad. Now let's give this asset a name and put it in a separate category. Let's click on this plus icon. Let's call it cars. Choose an icon from this drop down and click add. I will quickly add a description. Here you can see all the materials. If you notice, the material names are not properly labeled. To easily find the name of a specific part of the model, go back to Blender, select the part that you want to change the material of, click on material, and here you will find the material name. Copy it from here and paste it into the Enscape material editor. Now let's try changing the color. As you can see, it's working fine. But I think there is this tire material missing. So let's go back to Blender and select the tire. Okay, it has two materials applied. So let's copy the material name and change it in the asset editor. And it's looking perfect now. Sometimes the model loads upside down. You can easily fix it by changing the up axis here. To add a placeholder, just click on the link button, load the placeholder model we exported from Blender. You can check this box to see the placeholder, but it may not be visible because both models are overlapping. I will just untick it. Now before saving the asset, we need to create a thumbnail by clicking here. If the model is high poly, you will get this warning, but don't worry, it will only make your Revit project slow if you have too many high poly models loaded. Now let's go ahead and click on Save Changes and Export. Let's add it to our project. And you will see that it's working perfectly. Now if you ever want to change the color or material of this asset, just go back to the asset library and click this edit asset button and it will open up the asset editor again. And you can do the changes you want, then save it, and it will be updated immediately in your Enscape window. Another important thing to mention is how to share your custom assets with other users. Simply create a zip file with both projects and the custom assets folder and share it with anyone you would like. Keep in mind they will have to link these folders into their Enscape as well, as we did in the beginning of this video. Or they can just copy and paste the files from your folder to the linked folders. So that's how to create custom assets in Enscape.